Hi everyone, welcome back to a new episode. So yeah, it's been a while. I haven't talked to you guys since last year. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you for those that were still listening. I've been gone since 2022, and yet I'm literally looking at my stuff from the podcast, and next thing you know, I'm like, how are people still listening to me? Thank you guys for those that are still tuning in. And just for that, I'm gonna reward you guys with a new episode. Yay! Somebody's gonna be like, oh, she's alive. Yeah, still alive. You know, I may have gotten COVID like twice already since the pandemic started, but nah, I'm still here. So yeah, of course you guys have seen this episode is called The Random Thoughts of Lielers. Now, I wanted to say, for those that have not been following me on TikTok, there is a series in my TikTok now that I've been trying to frequently post to as well, called The Random Thoughts of Lielers, where there I will probably just put a random thought here and there, whether if it's some video that I saw on TikTok or just, you know, some kind of thought that's going in my head. I'll just probably post it on there for likes, just for likes, no other reason, because sometimes I don't have a lot of people to talk to. That's very, very depressing. But yeah, basically I'm just gonna catch you guys up with so much stuff. Yeah, I was gonna say something else. I was gonna catch you guys up with so many things that has happened, and it's not just with me, just, you know, pop culture stuff as well. And honestly, like, I just feel bad. I've been wanting to record for so long. And of course, for those that don't realize, I finally graduated. Like, I'm fucking done. Yeah, at this point I don't mind if I curse at I am finally officially done with school, and I am just so relieved to finish that part of my life, because it's been like, and I see what people go through when it comes to graduating, because at first I'm like, oh, we're done with school, it's not so bad, this and that. No, I'm not shitting you guys. School's fucking crazy. This was like a 4-year journey with me ever since I decided to go back to school. Now, a lot of things have changed throughout those 4 years. And honestly, I had a whole ass speech during whenever I posted my graduation stuff on social media. But for those that do not follow me, make sure to follow me on Instagram. And yes, I say Instagram because there's a reason why I don't mention Twitter that much. But if you guys have Instagram, definitely follow me at It's Lielers. In there you will see everything that I've been doing since I haven't been recording on the podcast. Make sure to follow too. Twitter so far, I mean, yeah, you guys can also follow me there at It's Lielers as well. I just haven't been posting as much since a lot of people that I follow don't post as much as well ever since Elon Musk decided to take over Twitter and whatnot. But that's a whole different story. I will get to that in a bit. But now that I finally graduated, I'm just like over here just, you know, feeling relieved, because yes, it has been stressful these last 2 semesters, particularly only because I have been not only working, but I also had homework, and then I also had other shit going on with my life where it's like, oh my god, I can't take it anymore. And this past semester, the spring semester, of course you guys have seen, I've been MIA, and there's 2 reasons for that. Obviously because it was my last semester, but at the same time, I was like, I was only taking 3 classes, and it was for a freaking Spanish minor. I'm over here fucking complaining about my life right now. When I decided to take a Spanish minor, I literally thought that would have been the easiest thing in my, you know, throughout my whole career. I was like, it's Spanish, I have nothing to worry about because I was fluent, this and that. Yeah, apparently some of my professors are very, very picky when it comes to things that you turn in, and will deduct points for certain things that you either misspell, mispronounce, God knows what. Therefore, that kind of put a lot of stress on my plate, and I'm just like, you know what, I can't do it anymore. I gotta put like that, and then also with work, I was like, I'm sorry, podcast, I'm not gonna deal with it. By the way, if you guys can hear in the background, I have a puppy right now, so you're gonna be hearing her a lot. She is a whole different level. She's making so many noises. I don't know why in the heck she decides to do it. So you will probably hear my puppy as much. I have not posted her on social media because I've been trying to find a really good picture of me to post on her. But she's a puppy, for Pete's sakes. Her name is Cosmo. She's a Frenchie. Yes, she's a freaking French bulldog. And you're probably wondering why on earth do you, of all people, have a French bulldog? And I'm like, well, I have a brother. My brother happened to hook me up with a Frenchie, so there's that. And I mean, can you say no? If you guys were to see Cosmo right now, she is adorable, but she is a pain in the ass because, again, it's like you have an only, like, your own child, like human child, except she's a dog. But I'm kind of more friendly with pets than I do with children, so there's that. So anywho, you might hear her in the background while I catch you guys up on what's going on since I graduated. But yes, I finally graduated with my bachelor's in communications. And you might be wondering, okay, well, you're finally done with school, so what's next? Well, right now, there is something that's going on in my life as well. For those that do not remember, on my last episode or even previous episodes before, I did mention that I was working at a radio station. Well, that was my part-time job after all. And the only thing is that I do love working at the radio station. However, I did come to realization that sometimes your dreams will never make ends meet. Meaning that you could be an on-air personality host. You can be whatever you want to be. But if it doesn't pay the bills, you're going to have to find something else to do. And which is why a lot of people don't do the things that they love because, again, it doesn't pay well enough. So I had no choice but to go ahead and find other places to work at. And, you know, I happened to be working somewhere. I don't want to mention it on here. I don't want to mention it publicly because I don't know if I will get in trouble or not. But Lielers has gone corporate. Lielers has been working for a well, not corporate, but like the corporation of a company. So I've been working there full time, which thank God for me. I'll throw hints here and there, but you know, if you're not from Texas, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But you know, they're based in San Antonio, and lucky for them, this program that I'm in right now has allowed me to work from home. So that's why, hence the whole puppy thing. I have Cosmo, and yet I am able to work from home, you know, do whatever I can, but not having to travel. And the thing about, you know, where I live, the traffic can be so hectic, so annoying. And every time I get the chance to go to San Antonio, it's like the best thing ever. San Antonio, oh hey, I mentioned that before, especially during my Rammstein episode, if you guys have not had a chance to listen to. But yeah, I've been having more opportunities to actually go visit San Antonio thanks to my job. And every time I pass by the Alamo Dome, I start remembering, you know, the concert of Rammstein. And they're actually on tour right now in Europe, and I'm kind of freaking mad because I'm over here, they're over there, and they're performing other songs that they did not perform when they were over here in North America. Like I got to see the rehearsals over there on TikTok where, you know, they were freaking performing Bestrafe mich. Of all songs, they were performing one of my favorite songs of them, and it's not Deutschland, it is actually Bestrafe mich, which is on the Sinchen, I can't pronounce it, the second album that they released. That is my favorite song of all time. And when I heard them rehearse it, I'm just like, why am I here? Why do I happen to be North America? Why do I have to be America? This is not the dream that I wanted to. They say everybody come to America to live the American dream. Well, I want to live in the Europe dream. I want to go see Rammstein, for Pete's sakes. But anywho, yes, I had opportunities to go to San Antonio, which I am grateful for because I love that city. If I had to choose, you know, if I had no choice but to still live in Texas, I will move to San Antonio in a heartbeat. There's just a few things that are kind of holding me back that I might not even mention here on this podcast. Cosmo's just looking at me like, why are you talking like that? I'm like, oh, if you had any clue what a human goes through. Of course you don't, because you don't have bills to pay, you don't have other things to do. You're just a puppy. You just sit there and be cute. That's all you get to do. Anywho, moving on. But yes, I have gone corporate, which is a good blessing, but we will see wherever the future holds me. But for sure, I did say, now that I have the opportunity to come and record for the podcast, I will definitely take my time and say, you know what, this is part of my dream, honestly, because I really do love to talk to you guys, especially for those that were still tuning in. Like, oh my god, I still appreciate you guys still listening to this. So therefore, I have a reason to come back and upload a new episode. So here you guys go. And don't start with me. Of course, she's gonna be interrupting me, but anywho. But yeah, so besides that, of course, I did mention that I have Cosmo as my new pet, but I also do want to mention that I added another member in my family. I swear to God, I'm going to have a zoo in here at one point. But I was a little bit hesitant on getting this little particular animal because, you know, I love guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are always my go-to because they don't always, you know, whine and stuff like that. But I have a skinny pig now, and his name is Pollo. He's a boy. I remember when I had Bola at the time, which, by the way, rest in peace. He's been gone like for 3 years already. Sweet Jesus, time flies. But ever since I had him, I remember, like, you know, well, if the day does come when Bola's no longer around, I would like to either have a skinny pig or a chinchilla. And chinchillas happen to be a tad bit expensive than skinny pigs. But it all started all of a sudden whenever I decided to go to PetSmart and buy like paper bedding and guinea pig food for Bruno and Nugget, my 2 guinea pigs that I have right now. And they happened, for some apparent reason, they had to have a sale with the skinny pigs where it was like, I don't know, I think it was like, I want to say it was like half off or more. I think it was 40%, one of the other. But, you know, compared to the regular price that they were, I was like really, really tempted on getting a skinny pig until like I asked one of the ladies, like, hey, can I hold one of them? And she handed me like 2 skinny pigs before handing me Pollo. And, you know, they were all like, you know, whatever, like they were just wanting to roam around. But when I held Pollo, I swear to God, he would not let me go. Like, he did not want to go back to where he was at. And I'm just like, okay, this is a sign. I have to take him with me. And I literally just took him. And it was at the same PetSmart where I got Bola. So I'm just like, is this the reincarnation of Bolita? Please tell me. But he's been so sweet. I don't know if Bruno Nugget have been talking shit because now he's more like terrified of being picked up. But then like when he realizes it's me that's picking him up, he just falls asleep on me, and no other guinea pig has ever done that, not even Bola. So over the fact that Pollito just decides to fall asleep on me is just the best thing I could ever ask for. I mean, Cosmo, yeah, sure, she falls asleep on me, but it's just, she's very heavy, and I swear to God, she's getting bigger and bigger. And Pollito, he's still the same size, which is why I love guinea pigs. Anywho, but other than that, let me catch you guys up on what's been going on with me. Like, what have I been doing besides, you know, school and all of that. I remember, I think on the last episode I did mention, or one of the previous episodes that I had on the podcast, that I've been wanting to go to Albuquerque for so long. And mission accomplished. I literally went to Albuquerque in January for my birthday, and that was probably like the best. I want to say I was only there for like a weekend, but it was still the best weekend ever. But before I get into that detail, literally a few days before I was gonna head to Albuquerque, and I literally drove, by the way. I drove on my car. I did not care because at the time, people's airfares, airlines, whatever, they were all canceling flights, and I was like, no, I'd be damned if they cancel my flight for Albuquerque, so I'm gonna go. So anywho, right before I was getting ready to head out to Albuquerque, I had a friend, a coworker in the radio station that just, like, I wasn't even planning to work that day. She just called me in, and afterwards I just hung out with her and another coworker of mine, and she was telling me, she's like, wait a second, are you a fan of Breaking Bad? I could have sworn you are. And I'm like, I am. She's like, did you know that Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston are coming to Houston? And I'm just like, what? Yeah, like, I was freaking out. And so when I found out that they were coming on a Thursday, And Thursday, I was scheduled to work at the radio station during the time that they were supposed to do their bottle signing for Dos Hombres. So I literally was like, I admitted defeat. I was like, there's no way in heck I'm gonna have the possibility to see them because I work and whatnot, and there's no way I can either call in or see if somebody can take up my shift. And right as soon as I was gonna raise my white flag of defeat, one of my other coworkers said that he would take my shift, and I remember I was like bursting out crying because I swear to God, like, yes, I am a diehard fan, but I just literally did not realize that was gonna happen. So whenever the day came, they were supposed to be there at 10 a.m. This was, before Cosmo and Pollo. I just had Bruno and Nugget. Bruno and Nugget, like, at the time, they were living in the same cage, and they like to fight a lot. Right now, I have them in a cage where it separates them, but they have enough space to roam around, so thank God for that cage. But before then, they were fighting, like, at 5 in the miserable ass morning, and I was just like, I guess I will go ahead and get up and take a shower. Because I did not want to be those people that spend the night, which, by the way, they did. There were people that spend the night before at the specs of where they were going to be at, just so they can meet them. So I woke up, took a shower, and the place wasn't even that far from my house. So thank God for me living near downtown. But when I got there, there was like maybe 50, I want to say approximately 50 people that were ahead of me. And it was already like at 6:45 in the morning. So I was like, I guess. And then next thing you know, that same day that, they were gonna be at that place, that 90s show came out. And which that's also like one of my bucket list shows that I've been wanting to watch, because I'm also a diehard That 70s Show, and that's now on Peacock, thank God. So while I was waiting, I was literally just watching the whole That 90s Show, the whole new episodes that came out, which, by the way, it was meh. I mean, it was alright, but it could have been better. So before I was at the very last episode, they already got there and the line started moving. And literally, I remember how nervous I was. I was shaking, freaking out, but I wasn't the only one that was freaking out. Everybody else near me was freaking out. So when I had the chance to meet them, and I just wish I could have recorded this, because that conversation was like, wow, I still play it in my head. But like, they took my phone because they're gonna take pictures of me with them. But when I got there, I told them, number one, meeting them was probably the best early birthday present I could ever ask for. And number two, I'm like, this is so convenient because I'm literally gonna be heading to Albuquerque in like 2 days, and I couldn't ask just to see them right beforehand. And Aaron Paul was like asking me, it's like, oh, are you gonna do the Breaking Bad tour? And I'm like, yeah. And I was literally wearing my greetings from Albuquerque shirt, and underneath it says the Breaking Bad RV tour. And that's why he asked me too. He's like, oh, you've done it before? I'm like, yeah, like, I've done it before. That's why I'm going. And then and I told him how much I love Albuquerque. I love how it is compared to here. And so Brian asked me what was my name, and so I was like, obviously Lielers' name is Delilah. So then Aaron Paul started singing "Hey There Delilah" to me, which since 7th grade I could care less if people sing that song to me or not. I could care less. But when Aaron Paul, one of the greatest actors I have seen now, has started singing that song, I swear to God, I felt my knees weak. I was going to faint. I could not contain myself. And I was like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. Like, I was like, don't cry. But, obviously Brian did say that my name was beautiful. So I get, what do you call it? I get, bragging rights for that. But anywho, so yeah, they signed my bottle, which I have now to this day, of my Dos Hombres tequila. And they wish me happy birthday, to be safe, this and that, and have fun, of course. And yeah, we took the picture, and now I have that picture. It's on my Instagram if you guys want to see it, for sure. But yeah, that was pretty great. It was a great ass experience, if you ask me. And then afterwards, obviously, I got back, and then started packing for the trip and whatnot. I swear, it was like the longest trip ever, but it was so worth it, because from here to there, it's probably like it's 13 hours of a drive. And whenever I was heading there, I did make pit stops. I went to Amarillo, Texas for the night, and then on the way back, I had to stay at Lufkin. I think it was Lufkin, Texas. No, Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock, Texas, which is not too far from Amarillo, just straight down. And the only reason why is because there was a fucking storm over here in Houston. And it was so bad that even Google Maps was telling me, if you start heading over here, you're probably going to bump into a tornado or a few. Because when you're in the middle of nowhere, Texas, you're prone to tornadoes. And I say, hell to the fucking no, I am staying. And another thing I loved about Lubbock is that they had a Dion Speak So, which, oh my God. But while I was in Albuquerque, I literally one day I was just driving around, just remembering everything that happened the last time I was there. But trying to improve it. And sweet Jesus, I never thought I would say this, but yeah, Albuquerque changed a lot in a span of 5 years. I was in denial of seeing I was in denial of seeing how bad it changed, because I remember whenever I went, I didn't have a car. I had nowhere to drive. I literally just walked, and I never bumped into something dangerous. But now that I was driving, I was like, wait a second, there's a homeless guy here. There's another homeless guy here. And it like all I could smell was just weed, because I think it's legal over there. But I'm not saying it's bad. It's just be careful if you do go, and make sure you're aware of your surroundings when you do go. Most of the times they're harmless. They just ask you for money or food, but that's about it. Excuse Cosmo, she's just weird. But yeah, but other than that, I just remember I drove around Albuquerque, and then also I basically gave myself the Breaking Bad tour with my car, because I remember where all the locations were, so I would just stop, take pictures and all of that. I got to visit the new Breaking Bad store experience, that's what they call it, which basically everything memorabilia that they sold that was Breaking Bad, all that merch was all merged into that one store. Because I remember when I went to Old Town in 2017, they were all spread out. Almost everybody sold something with Breaking Bad. But then, this year that I went, I can't believe I'm still saying that. When I went, almost every store didn't have that. And I'm like, they used to have this big ass wall of Breaking Bad stuff. Where did it go? And then when I went to the store, I'm like, oh, I see why. Because it's all here. And in that store, literally the guy, I guess he owns the guy that owns the place, had almost all the legit props of the set of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and maybe El Camino. So it was pretty nice. I remember I just took a bunch of pictures over there, making it seem like I'm part of the set and whatnot. I think Cosmo just decided to stay under her thingy, her blanket. She's just hiding out. But yeah, it was really great. I loved it. I also got myself they call it the blue sky candy. And then I remember it was so freaking cold during that time, because obviously it's always cold on my birthday. I don't know how cold it was in here in Houston, but I know in Albuquerque it was freezing. But I still managed to get ice cream, because I'm weird like that. And I also got to manage to go to the Sandia Mountains, where we go into the tram rack and you go all the way to the top. I swear to God, I almost hyperventilated, because I don't know if I was freaking out because of the height, or over the fact that it was cold, or over the fact that there was barely any oxygen up there. So I had to literally go inside the little restaurant that they had and just catch my breath, and then go outside, hyperventilate, and then go back in, and repeat the process over and over again. But for sure, I did get to see the sunset from Albuquerque. And then once I went down, it was nighttime. And I just thinking about it, it's so beautiful there. I remember I just sat there, outside in the parking lot. I just sat there and just looked at it. And there were deers, by the way. Obviously it's dangerous to go over there because of those animals, but I saw deers, like a family of deers. I haven't seen deer since Alabama. Like, that's the thing. I'm like, it's just stuff here in the city that they don't have, and places like those, they do have. So I'm just like, I wish I could be there, but because of certain things that happen, I can't, I shan't. But Albuquerque was very amazing. I really loved it and enjoyed it. So that's something that, I got to do in January for my birthday. Do I want to go back? Sure. I'll probably go back in October for the balloon fiesta. I'm already making plans of that. So if you're ever in Albuquerque, guys, y'all know where to find me. Another thing I for sure did is I also managed to go out of the country for the first time, but only in Mexico. I haven't been in Mexico for like 15 years, and it was literally when my niece was born. My niece, everybody, like on my brother's side, they are all here. But my niece was celebrating her 15, or also known as a quinceañera. And so they actually had the event in Allende, which is like an hour away from Monterrey, Mexico. So we went there, and again, I drove. I was like, no, I'm not flying. I don't know what is up with me in planes right now, but with everything that's been happening, I'm just like, I'm not gonna risk it. But we drove, and when I got there, we literally made a weekend out of it, and it was very, very nice. It was so much different than what I'm used to seeing, because like the last time I was there, I used to visit my mom's side of the family, and that is in the straight up rancho, like how we call it in the ranch, where there's no AC, there's no if there's electricity, sure, but they're like spread out, so you'll be walking in the dark. There's bugs everywhere, this and that. Nope, that was not Allende whatsoever. It was very nice. Say what you will about Mexico and New Mexico. You know how people would say it's dangerous? It is dangerous, but at night. However, in Allende, though, it is a really small little town and whatnot. There's not really that much big of a deal. I think it's just dangerous in the city itself, where it's very, very populated. So like when I went to Monterrey, I know for sure it was a little bit like just people that don't know how to drive, but where isn't there? I will say this though about Monterrey. There are people that don't know how to drive, but that was less compared to here in Houston, because there were times where there's places where there were no stop signs at all, and you're just there waiting for the other car to go because you just assume they have the right to go. No, those people would stop. They're signaling you to go ahead and go because they're that nice. And I'm like, dang, Houston would never. But anywho, other than that, we got to see my niece's 15, which was very, very emotional. Again, pictures are over there on my Instagram if y'all want to check it out. It was a very emotional moment because just seeing my brother and her dance, it's just like, oh my god, I've been seeing her since she was a baby, and look at her now, she's 15, this and that. But it was a very great moment. I loved it, and I fell in love with that place. That again, I'm over here making preparations of going back over there again. Maybe this time I will fly, because traveling in Mexico in a car is a little bit more stressful, because you do have to pay a shit ton of money just to even drive to Monterrey. I'm just saying, just to Monterrey. If you're over there like going to Reynosa or Tamaulipas, wherever it is, you don't have to pay that much. But when you're actually in the actual country, yeah, you do have to pay. And I'm talking like hundreds of dollars. But anywho, other than that, I'm like, there's so much I'm telling you. Like, again, random thoughts of Lielers. Another thing I also got to do is I got to see Villa Vallo of Him in concert. They came over here to, I think it was in April 18, if I'm not mistaken. April 18, yep, was when they came to the House of Blues. And when I found out Villa was coming, I was not too excited. Same thing, like, I think Corey Taylor is also coming. Corey Taylor from Slipknot is also coming from Houston. I still haven't bought the tickets for Corey Taylor. I'm like, I'm a big Slipknot fan. Corey Taylor, yes, I like him too, but I'm like, I don't know, still debating. Going to see him was probably like maybe 2 weeks before the event was gonna happen. Again, I was just like, it's him. I'm not gonna, be too biggy on that. But when I got to see him, I was like, oh hey, I'm so glad I got to I got to see him, because whenever I got to listen to him was whenever I was a teenager. And then, of course, for those that remember watching Viva La Bam, you will hear a lot of hymn songs through there. And at that time, I don't know, I haven't kept up with that, but you know, during the concert, I remember I was shouting, has anybody seen Bam Margera? Because literally no one has seen him, and I think there's a warrant for his arrest. And I mean, I love the guy, but damn, like honestly, Bam, he really needs to seek help. Like ever since Dunn passed away, it's just like he hasn't been the same anymore. But anywho, going to see Villavallo, obviously he's going by the name of VV now, you know, which are his initials. And so he's been, you know, obviously doing solo now, where he has been releasing music on his own. I'm not sure if him disbanded. Again, I don't follow that anymore. But when I went to go see him in concert, he did manage to perform like some of the greatest hymn songs ever. And so he would play like one of his songs, then a hymn song, then his song, then him, like him, his, kind of like that. And so it kept the party going. And you know, I got to see him, and yeah, I was like, dang, I never thought I would like go from watching Viva La Bam, seeing him on the episodes where he's hanging out with Bam Margera, to actually seeing him in concert. Like, oh my god. So that was pretty fun to watch. So there's that. Oh my god, Cosmo, stop. You're embarrassing me on my very own podcast. But speaking of concerts, there are a few concerts that are coming up, especially tomorrow. I'm going to be going to the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert that's going to be happening at the Minute Maid Park here in Houston. So if it goes well, I am actually going to make an episode of it. I am praying and hoping. I also need to make an episode of Fast X, because I literally saw it 2 days ago, and oh my god, I have so many thoughts on that. But yeah, I'm gonna go see the Red Hot Chili Peppers tomorrow, and then I am also gonna go see Ghost. Ghost is coming back in September. I remember that there was rumors going around, and maybe a leak of the video of the tour announcement. And ever since I got to see Ghosts for the first time, 2 years ago, last year, I don't even remember, sweet Jesus. I've been wanting to go see them again, because now I have some of their songs memorized, and you know, the new albums have been coming out and they've been great. And so when I found out that they were coming here with Amon Amarth, I was like, oh shit. I was like, we're gonna have to go. So this is gonna be my second time seeing Ghosts. They're gonna be the first band I get to see more than once. So there's that. Sadly, I wanted for that to be either Rammstein or, you know, Slipknot, but no, it's gonna be Ghost. So I cannot wait for that one. That's gonna be until September. And speaking of Ghosts, I feel like I'm getting sick for some reason. Is that how I feel now? Every time I speak, I get sick. But speaking of Ghosts, they recently released their EP, which is called, I swear to God, if I mispronounce this, do not get mad at me, Phantomime or something like that. And it's just basically like cover songs. It's an album full of cover songs. In there, however, it's just hinting, and a lot of like, I don't follow the Ghost lore as much as other fans do. Again, because I'm like a newbie, but I blame TikTok. TikTok is like literally my resource, or my source for everything that I find out now. That's why I don't go on Twitter anymore. But apparently this new EP kind of like hints of who the next Papa is going to be. Cosmo, stop! You're embarrassing me. Like, so basically, rumor has it is Papa Emeritus III, the dandy, the flamboyant Papa of all, is a possibility that he might get resurrected, come back, and destroy Copia. But everybody loves Copia. I mean, I love Copia too. I wish he could be the Papa Emeritus for forever, you know, but no. Tobias Forge knows what he does when it comes to Ghost, because that is his baby. You know, my baby, on the other hand, she embarrasses me on my podcast. But still. So whenever the first song came out of this EP was Jesus He Knows Me, which by the way, that's one of my favorite songs right now. It's the cover by Genesis, and when you hear the word Genesis, you're thinking the beginning, but it's like, wait, what's going on? I don't know. Again, I don't follow it, but I like the hints here and there. One of the cover songs that they did actually is by Tina Turner, We Don't Need Another Hero, which unfortunately we just found out that she passed away today. So this episode is in honor of Tina Turner. Thank you, Queen, for everything. She is a queen. May she rest in peace, along with the other queens that are up there. So I had Princess Diana, who would have been the UK's future queen, but you know, drama happens. But yeah, if you guys have not had a chance, definitely listen to Fatamime. I hope I'm not butchering that name. That album is really, really good. It's only like 5 songs, and I've been playing it on repeat, which I'm so glad too that I think they're gonna be playing Jesus He Knows Me at the concert, so I am so excited for that. I made a remix of it because I'm not really religious, so I just say Chetos. Chetos, he knows me, and he knows me right. I've been talking to Cosmo all my life. Anywho, she's just looking at me. So funny. But anywho, let's go ahead and move on with memes. There's so many memes out there that I wish I would just like talk about them on here, because I wish like I could do like an episode of like, oh, well, like in case you missed it, what's trending on TikTok or God knows what. There were like so many memes out there that I couldn't keep up with myself. Like one of my favorite ones, of course, is because of the movies. I didn't get a chance to review the Super Mario movies, but I got the Super Mario movie that came out. I saw the movie and I'm so glad I did, because I fucking love that movie. I think that was like, I don't know, one of the few animations or one of the first animations movie that actually surpassed 1 billion in the box office. Congratulations to everybody that made that movie possible. But and I feel like the most important person that we should thank too is Jack Black, because he gave us this piece of gold that we like to call Peaches. And that song has been on my TikTok feed for like, I want to say since the movie came out, in a span of two months. And I keep hearing it and I'm just like, and there was like remixes too. Like one of my favorite ones has to involve wrestling, where they're talking about Roman Reigns saying, you know, he is the tribal chief. And it's like, tribal chief at the end of the night. What is it? Or something like save the bloodline, something like that. But anywho, it's like I love these remixes, especially the Spanish ones too. They're all hilarious, and I feel like, you know, kudos to Jack Black, because he gave us literally gold, and that's what helped carry the movie to the top. But if you guys have not seen Super Mario, definitely watch it. Even if you're not into the game, even if you're not into Nintendo, definitely watch it. I love it because the success made a possibility of the Nintendo-verse, which, you know, we might see like Zelda movies or like Kirby movies, and eventually make it into the Super Smash Bros movies, kind of like my Godzilla, you know. I'm still waiting for Destroy All Monsters on that one. But besides that meme, we also have the most current meme for those that are probably not familiar with. Guardians of the Galaxy obviously just came out not too long ago. It's been 2 weeks. I've been wanting to review the movie. Trust me, I do. But I'm like, I regret that I didn't write my thoughts right then and there, because I had so many. Now I'm starting to forget how the movie went. So now I gotta rewatch the movie and then put in my thoughts again. But I will say this now that we're talking about Guardians. In the movie, there is a space dog in there called Cosmo. She inspired the name of my Frenchie, Cosmo, the Frenchie. And the only reason why, because I know people are going to be like, but Lielers, Cosmo is a boy. Yes, in the comics, he is a boy. But James Gunn decided to change the gender of Cosmo in this movie to honor the dog that actually passed away. Well, if you guys do not know, her name was Laika. And she was sent to space by the Soviet Union to see if they're able to explore space. And there was no way for them to bring her back. So she was actually sent there to die. And I wouldn't name her Laika. I wouldn't have mine. But then again, I like Cosmo, so why not? I told Cosmo the story, and she looks like she's still plotting for revenge for the Russians, so y'all been warned. Anywho, actually, do not scratch that. Do not do that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that, she's gonna. It's a Frenchie, okay? She's a dog. She's not Laika, unless you never know. Dun, dun, dun. But anywho, back to the memes. In the most recent meme that I've been seeing on my feed is the one with Adam Warlock just flying, and then you hear, I forgot what song it is that's playing in the background. But for me, I would like to say that will be me sliding into your DMs just saying, listen to my podcast. That meme is hilarious. And speaking of other memes, this one is an old ass meme, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the second one. Yes, I'm way behind on games, and believe me when I tell you, now that I'm graduated, I am Cosmo, stop embarrassing me. Once I have the time, I will play Modern Warfare. I basically have seen the whole single player story on TikTok because of that, but I do have the game, and everybody, yes, is fangirling over Ghost, and some of those memes that I've seen were from Ghost, especially the part where it's like, Ghost, no te pierdas, cabrón, and then he's like, a huevo, and then the freaking song in the background just starts playing. Now that, my friend, is hilarious. Ghost speaking in Spanish will forever be the meme of my dreams. But anywho, my homegirl over here is starting to get really whiny, and she's not even hungry, she's just needing attention. This is the thing about Frenchies. I will tell you this, guys. If you are planning to get a Frenchie, they suffer from separation anxiety, which you will hear that little noise a lot, because she does want to be with me, but I have cables everywhere, therefore she cannot be near me right now. But anywho, let's go ahead and move on. And speaking of, not memes, but mostly just referencing over the internet, I am so upset also that I wasn't able to talk about Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal is also known as the internet daddy, and I am obsessed with all the memes. It literally all just started with one where it's him in the Kingsman movie. I think it's the second one, which, by the way, I so forgot I watched it. But it's the second Kingsman movie where he plays Agent Whiskey, and he's like a cowboy. But there's a part where he say, let's grab a bottle of beer, whatever, and something, but the part where he's like, and you can scream my name as loud as you need to, sugar, and I'm like, and then next thing you know, hey sexy lady, I like your flow. So that part, okay, so it all started with that one meme. I think it's by DeVry, if I'm not mistaken. So that literally initiated everything. So now a lot of people are obsessed with Pedro Pascal, which I do not mind whatsoever. The most recent one right now of the meme is him being at the Met Gala, where he was showing his, quote, slutty knee. I love him. He's very, very sassy. I will say that. I think it's because he's an Aries, if I'm not mistaken, because they're very vocal. They like to play a lot. But, like I said, he's a sweetheart, I'm pretty sure. So if you guys ever come across with Pedro Pascal in real life, make sure to call him Pedrito. He loves it when you call him that. I don't know, I saw a video of that, and I find it so adorable. He's like, oh, I love it when they call me Pedrito, I'm like, stop. And then obviously, he's been playing a lot of good roles when it comes to dad roles. We also I never got a chance to review The Last of Us in HBO, which I got to see the show, and yeah, literally just like the game, except 10 times better, but also more traumatizing. I was not expecting to go through so much, which I'm also excited. I will say that I'm really, really excited for the next one. They did say that season 2 of The Last of Us will be more of focused on Ellie and Joel's relationship, and that's something we didn't get to see in The Last of Us Part 2. We only got to see what it was. So season 2 will talk about how they've been, bonding, and I'm pretty sure they're killing more clickers and whatnot, and lead to The Last of Us Part 2, which I'm pretty sure none of us are ready. I'm not ready. I love Pedro Pascal, but please don't do this to me. I'm not ready for all of that. But anywho, let's go ahead and move on. I did mention about movies. movies in particular. I was supposed to review Avatar. I literally have my notes from Avatar 2 where I did say, let's see, let me go through them really quick. But Avatar, The Way of Water, was something that I did not predicted. Obviously, at that time, it had a Rotten Tomato score of 78% with an audience score of 94%. Literally, damn you, James Cameron, because I cried 9 times. Well, guess what? I broke that record with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And then, of course, for me, I thought this movie was very long. It was a total of 3 hours and 10 minutes. And our movie's getting longer now because that's how it feels like. And yeah, this movie was so long. My legs they weren't numb. It was just, I was in a very uncomfortable position at that time because of how long it was. And literally just when you thought it was getting boring, no, it gets interesting right then and there. And I'm like, I can't anymore. But I really liked it from what it looks like on all of these notes. And they didn't say when this movie is released on DVD. I might be mistaken though. It probably may have been in DVD already. I just haven't been able to see what it was when it's gonna be coming out. But yeah, I had those notes. I was gonna review it, but stuff happened. I didn't have time, so moving on. But yeah, I really like Avatar 2, and I think it's still in theaters. I was like, damn, James Cameron really wants to overthrow Avengers Endgame on that. But I'm like, please stop. It's not a competition. It's all about how great your work is. Ding, ding. But anywho, besides that movie, Ant-Man Quantumania. I didn't review that movie because there was a lot of hate going around. I was watching it. I wasn't as entertained as I was with Guardians. Only because I don't know. It was like, I love Paul Rudd. His jokes were there. He tried to carry the team as much as he can. But it was more like, I don't get this villain story. It wasn't as exciting as it was. Maybe because we already got to see Thanos and we're just already prone to villainous. But then again, that's what I mean. Then again, but Guardians kind of introduces the most evilest villain of them all. So, I don't know. Literally, insert the meme of Peacemaker, of Suicide Squad, where Peacemaker was like saying it. Oh, I'm like you, but I'm better, or something like that. So there's that. I still watch it. It's on Disney Plus if you guys ever do want to watch it. It's alright. Guardians, however, it literally just brought the Marvel back. And it's so sad because we're not probably going to get that. And let me talk about that really quick. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That movie was so good. Again, I cry more than Avatar at this point. It broke the record. If you guys are sensitive to animal cruelty, this movie may not be for you. But we get to see the origin of Rocket. And I'm not going to spoil the movie. I will say this. Definitely go watch it. Like I said, I mean, I named Cosmo after the space dog, but not because, because of the whole storyline. If I could name her Rocket, I would have. But it's Cosmo the space dog. There's like a hilarious storyline going on with her, and I was just like, you know what, I have to name my dog Cosmo. So there's that. But other than that, it was more like you would expect the worst out of this movie, but all you get is greatness. And it's, again, we known the history. I've talked about this on previous episodes about the whole drama with James Gunn, where Disney fired him over for something that he said years ago. And, there was a strike within the actors, and then Disney eventually decided to bring James Gunn back. And now it's more like, okay, well, James Gunn is looking out for his future. And I don't know if this was his last Marvel movie, but I think it is. And now he's going to DC, the competition, and try to make it better. And my thing is that after watching the Suicide Squad movie, after watching Peacemaker series, yeah, Marvel better watch out, because James Gunn, he's a mastermind when it comes to these movies. Not only he makes them hilarious, but he makes it very, very entertaining as well. So we will see how that will go. But yeah, definitely watch Guardians. If I ever get a chance to rewatch it and then do a movie review for it, I will do so, and I'll probably be crying my ass out on that one. So with spoilers on there, because there's so much in there that happened that I want to talk about, but unfortunately I can't because not a lot of people still have seen it. I'm over here like, God damn it. But anywho, other than that, there was also the other movie that I mentioned earlier in this episode, which was Fast X. I saw that movie on Monday. That was 2 days ago. 2 days? Oh my god, yeah. I literally saw that movie 2 days ago. And the only reason why is, like, me and my brother, we grew up watching these movies. They get cringier and cringier. But you know what? Because of family, I'm still gonna go watch it. All I gotta say is, if you guys... I know some of you guys are like, fuck Fast and the Furious. I'm like, trust me. Jason Momoa carried the damn movie. He's probably, like I mentioned, in Guardians, we have the most terrifying villain ever. In Fast and the Furious, we probably have the most sassiest, lovable villain ever. I love Jason Momoa's character on there. I would just watch it just because of him. Honestly, he gives me life. And that's basically what that movie gave me, life, because of Jason Momoa. Everything else, fuck that. Ain't no way. There ain't no way out of freaking in real life that will happen. Obviously. But Jason Momoa, love you. Thank you, boo. But yeah, if I get a chance, I'll probably do a movie review for that one for sure, because I still have my thoughts on that one. It's still fresh out of my mind. Still debating whether if that's gonna be coming out. It's probably gonna come out later though, because again, we're still trying to do Guardians, we're still trying to do Fast X, and then we're also still doing Red Hot Chili Peppers concert. So bear with me, guys. Bear with me. But other than that, sweet Jesus, I've been rambling for a while. Other than that, besides the movies, the music, the internet, I also want to talk about wrestling. Wrestling. I have not been catching up on wrestling only because of everything that's been happening. For example, AEW. With the whole drama that's been happening with CM Punk, a lot of people have started noticing maybe AEW ain't it for me, because a lot of people did love CM Punk. However, he left because he wasn't getting a championship opportunity like right then and there. Oh, I did not mean to do that because Cosmo's is probably gonna wake up. Anywho, so because of all that mess and, you know, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks being suspended, they had to carry on with the show with the talent that they have, and it wasn't really that great. And I think AEW, this is my personal opinion, because remember, I don't choose sides, I support wrestling in general. AEW really did do the big mistake of like hiring or contracting so many wrestlers that there was not enough TV time to fit those wrestlers on there. And the worst part of them all, AEW Dark actually got canceled, and it's a YouTube series, so that doesn't even give any more opportunities for other wrestlers to showcase their talent. And so when I'm watching AEW now, it's not as entertaining. It's always the same people that will show up every week to continue the storyline, and everybody else that is trying to do a storyline, it just doesn't hit right then and there. So not only that, I also do think that there is room for improvement as well for the women's division, because Jade Cargill has been champion for God knows how long. She's literally competing against Roman's the Streak. I think that maybe again, there hasn't been any development for other women to try to take her championship, or they're just letting her just keep it at this point, kind of like with the 24/7 championship in WWE. So it's like, well, what do we do now on that aspect? Oh god, we gotta hurry up on this episode because I might have to go to another concert in a bit. But anywho, that is AEW on that one. I haven't been catching up. I don't know what's going on. Cesaro coming back though, that shit was still hilarious. I think I talked about it on my last episode on the Forbidden Door. But other than that, everybody else that has left WWE, they haven't even gone to AEW because of all that mess that's still happening. It's not the same anymore. And then WWE, again, I don't choose sides, I support wrestling in general. WWE was really good at first when when Triple H came back. When Triple H came back, I swear we had gold. We had possibilities, promises, everything. Until Vince McMahon decided to say, nah, fuck you, I'm still in charge. And I'm like, great. And the only reason why is because when Triple H came back, he brought back a lot of people that were let go during the pandemic and then right afterwards. And those people either went in independent promotions, but all of a sudden they came back like nothing, you know. And most of those people were NXT people that they were supposed to go to the main roster and then go, like, you know how they usually have it. If you start off in NXT, you go to the main roster, and then the main roster people slowly start, you know, drifting away. That wasn't the case, and I think that's why Vince does what he does. He wants to keep the same people over and over again, but I'm pretty sure those same people probably want to break already from wrestling and enjoy their personal lives and whatnot. And so, I mean, there are a few people that are, you know, getting there. I mean, Cody Rhodes coming back, yeah, sure, it's very entertaining, but I feel like he's not going to be champion anytime soon because, again, it's not fair for the other wrestlers that have been competing in NXT, only for them not to get a championship opportunity until God knows how long. And Cody Rhodes coming out from the competitors, the competition industry, and all of a sudden he gets, you know, an opportunity. Yeah, I don't think Cody Rhodes is gonna be champion anytime soon, and we've been seeing that. Some people would say he will either be champion on SummerSlam, this coming SummerSlam, or the next following WrestleMania. But I think he had a lot of growth on there. He has been growing, and he's still continuing to grow. I mean, everybody loves him, and I'm starting to see, like, every time, you know, people go and sing his entrance, kind of like with Edge's entrance, or who's other entrance, or like Chris Jericho in AEW. Like, it's starting to get there with Cody Rhodes. Everybody will like to scream the whoa part, you know, like really, really loud. But unfortunately, I don't think, yeah, he's not going to be champion. I really would love to. I remember when I got to see him for WrestleMania this past month, I was rooting for him. I was really rooting for him. But I kind of figured it wasn't going to happen anytime soon. So, anywho, other than that, obviously everybody is obsessing over internet mommy, Rhea Ripley. Which, congrats to her, too. I was rooting for Rhea since she was in NXT UK, and now for all of you guys, you fake people trying to, you know, obsess over her, by all means, go ahead. You're no longer fake anymore. You're part of family, the Rhea Ripley mommy family. But yeah, other than that, you know, I think we just caught up, and I've been rambling for so long. I'm like, sweet Jesus, another episode, almost an hour long. But again, I will go ahead and wrap this up really, really quick. And before I let you guys go, I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for those that were still listening while I was absent. It's been like almost 6 months, about to be 7, if I'm not mistaken, because the last episode I uploaded was Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and I think that came out in November. So I'm really, really happy that you guys still listen to me. And for those that are listening to this episode right now, please, for the love of God, bear with me, because there's so much stuff that I want to talk about. But I'm only human. It's only me. I can barely do so much. And again, like I said, I also do have a busy schedule only because of the things that are happening. Now that I'm no longer in school, I'm probably like going out more, you know, especially like, again, like how I mentioned, I might go to a concert tonight, literally down the street. And tomorrow we're going to Red Hot Chili Peppers, so that's going to be very interesting. And, you know, who knows? We will see if I ever go out of town again. So far, I haven't gotten the green light to go anywhere. But I'm really, really excited about the future now that I finally finished. And now that I'm finally, you know, a graduate student with a bachelor's degree in communication. Oh my God. I'm really proud of myself on that because, again, yeah, 4 years, it didn't felt long. It did feel just a little bit long once you were at the finish line because, again, it gets very, very stressful because you're already like, should I be done? I would say this, if you guys are planning to think about doing something for your future, if you guys do decide to go back to school, by all means, go for it. It's never too late to do it. But stay in your goal for sure. Never forget about the things that you love, the things that you want to do, because at the end of the day, the moment you forget about them, you go back and you're just like, maybe I should have pursued this dream, sorry. And that's what I'm doing here with the podcast, because I'm like, I never forgot about this. I just been so busy. So thank you again, guys, for those that did listen, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter if you want to, at It's Lielers. And if you guys have TikTok, obviously follow me there. Go like my videos too. Follow me on TikTok at Lielers on TikTok, where over there you will see the random thoughts of Lielers. This was just like a little piece of my mind of what's been going on, and I can finally just speak it out, and let's just say this is what's been happening. But yes, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode, and hopefully I will talk to you guys on the next one.